One of the things I really enjoyed about learning about the moral and natural law from Professor Arkes and the rest of the faculty was that really there is a moral philosophy behind every decision made, behind every law, behind every public assumption about why we allow certain things and prohibit others.
So there are many flavors of positivism, but one of the more egregious is the notion that law is politics by other means, and that sort of gives up or betrays a sort of skepticism about the reality of law. And unfortunately, there's a camp of legal thinkers who call themselves legal realists who are anything but. They don't necessarily believe there's something real, substantively about the law, whereas natural law scholars start from the assumption that law exists and therefore it has to have a nature. And it is from that nature that we can then cabin what we do to make sure that we're faithful to it.
These cases are based in natural law principles of righteousness, moral righteousness. Those arguments explain the outcome in these cases better than any historical look into dusting off the congressional records.
And so I think the opportunity to get some insight into this tradition that is long-standing and really fundamental to Western jurisprudential thought is very helpful, especially as someone currently working for a judge finishing that up.
Originalism does run out at times and can explain certain decisions, such as some of the race discrimination cases. And I thought Professor Arkes' arguments as to racial discrimination were most convincing.
I think what was so unique about this fellowship was the starting presumption that there is moral right and moral wrong. You know, so oftentimes in either political circles or legal circles or even just among friends and family, moral relativism is sort of really stepped in and replaced the foundations of a lot of philosophical discussions. And there is a moral right, there is a moral wrong. And we cannot, not only can we know that, but we can reason to it. Having that as a starting assumption for all the discussions has been very interesting and very rewarding.